So you've got experience in both, and you're qualified to do both, just like some people in PR and marketing or advertising.
Right now, I would say if I were to get a chance to act, I would have to really think deep and hard and really work harder than ever to try and shake off the rust from my acting bones.
Oh,
really? Because it's different. Because if I were to have been an actor who's been acting for 10 years, like I would say more or less 10 years I've been acting before I started doing voiceovers. My first voiceover sounded really weird.
Really?
Because that's an actor doing a voiceover.
Right.
And I know it's going to be different again if I got the chance to act, and I'm going to have to do a lot of homework there to shake off the rust and get that acting bone working again. So I don't think, in my opinion, this is in my humble opinion, you can't do both at the same time.
Yeah.
You can be better at one, but you can't be like bilingual. You can't be perfectly bilingual. Once you've been doing something in English for too long, you're not going to be able to do something in Korean that fluently, or vice versa.
You know the word for rust in Korean?
No.
Good, thank you. Good. I was good.
You were groping for words there.
Then can you help me explain shake off the rust?
So let's say
in Korean then. Huh?
A metallic part.
녹을 없애는 게 그 다시 그 받았던 훈련 다시 사용할 수 있게 하는 that's shaking off the rust.
In a more Korean way, it would be like 다리가 저릴 때 그걸 풀기.
Okay,
삐그덕거리는 다리를 풀기.
Got to shake off the rust. Okay,
like
very good, very good.
Because like pins and needles, you can't really move, but you got to really slowly move. Otherwise, it's going to really hurt if you just straighten it right away.
Yeah, it's a good expression to teach everybody there. You keep coming up with these good expressions. Obviously, you've been working at this a long time. You're a very eloquent guy.
Right. I think if we do this for too long, if we do this for too long, I'm going to be really scraping at the bottom of my verbal jar.
Don't give them too many. They're going to get confused. Very good, very good. So what do you think is the difference between a professional and an unprofessional voice actor? Is there a line you can draw there, or what's a good voice actor and a bad voice actor?
Well, I would say a good voice actor is someone who understands what's going on there in the script and in the scene. And a bad one would be someone who doesn't care, that just wants to get it over and done with. And a good one will be someone that listens and kind of bends his own will or stubbornness to actually listen to what the producer or the director or the writer has to suggest. Because sometimes it can be infuriating if you've been dubbing for 2-4 hours and then someone wants to make changes and you get angry. You can't help it. But then if you're a professional, you won't do that. You will listen and think and see what's right and see what works and fuse that and mash that with what you have going on at the moment, because it can only get better. If you're not a very professional, sometimes the most seasoned professionals do this. I've had this one instance where I'm not going to mention the name, but you hear this Korean guy's voice all the times in all Korean ads. I was working on the same ad with him, but they needed an English voice in there with the Korean voice. And we both had the same lines. Same lines. And he went in before me, and he would just not listen to the producer. He would suggest, okay, can we make this a certain way? He would suggest the same thing, and he would just ignore it. He would say yes and ignore it, and he would do it his own way. And he would get angry later on, saying that I'm right and you're wrong, in his own very, unique way. And I guess the producer, again, back to the hierarchical thing, was a younger guy, and the voiceover guy being such a seasoned veteran, he really had to be careful with the suggestions he made. So his line went on for about an hour, the recording. When it was my turn, I listened, I obliged. It was done in like 5 minutes. I guess if he's human, I guess he'd be feeling kind of embarrassed about what happened there. Being stubborn is not being professional, in my opinion.
Seasoned veteran, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard seasoned veteran. A seasoned veteran is someone who has a lot of experience, right? Excellent expression to also teach the viewers right there. So here's a seasoned veteran. He's in there, but he doesn't want to listen to the producer, so he keeps delivering it wrong. You walk in, you deliver, listen, then deliver, and it takes 5 minutes,
Because it's just like a couple of lines.
So, is he professional or unprofessional?
Not professional in that sense.
Yeah.
No.
In that instance, in that moment, yeah, he
I
wasn't
mean, time is
very-
money,
Yeah.
and you can give what you want,
Yeah.
and then you can give what they want,
Yeah.
and let them decide, or you can talk it over with them instead of just saying my way or the highway.
Right. Right. Do you have a role model in the voice acting arena that you look up to?
Well, in Korea, in advertising, there is Richard Kim. He does almost all the advertising.
Okay.
He has a very light, but light at the same time it gets to you. You can just hear his voice resonating in your skull because that's what he does. Because he's been doing it for a couple of decades, I believe.
Okay.
I would say, more or less, it's monopolized by him. But I don't blame what's going on because he does such a great job.
Right.
And there's another guy, Jason Lee, I believe. I'm sure you've heard of him.
I've heard of both of them, yeah.
He kind of sounds nasal sometimes when he gets too excited with the sports casting.
Oh, yeah?
But other than that, he is a very, very professional person. And I really bugged him for a lot of advice when I was starting out. And I believe he was trying to avoid me at sometimes because I was so, at his place. But he's been kind enough to show me the ropes, and I could always listen to his, what is his products. And find out something more to learn from that.
Yeah.
And overseas, in the international stage, and something that's not kind of relevant to me because these guys are, they're in a different field. In a
different field? In a different league?
In a different league.
Yeah,
and in a different field also. I don't do movie trailers. They don't have movie trailers in Korea in English. Not at the moment. Not a lot. I'm sure you've heard this voice where it goes like, in a world. In a world where, that's always the way he starts it.
Okay.
He actually started writing that pitch. And this guy's name is Don LaFontaine, the late Don LaFontaine. He passed away.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
You just remember him as the movie voice guy.
Yeah.
You would say he is the sound of, some would say, sound of God.
Yeah. All kinds of movie trailers he did.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And also Peter Cullen.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with this name, Transformers.
Okay.
He is the voice of Optimus Prime.
Oh, really?
You would sense a lot of depth, a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom in that voice. That's why they kept the same voice for the movie when the original cartoon series back in the 80s, was the same voice.
Same guy.
Same guy. They thought, okay, maybe it's not right for the 90s or the 21st century. But after hearing his voice, they were completely blown away.
Yeah.
The thing is, he does a different kind of voice. He doesn't sound like Optimus Prime naturally.
Yeah.
He really has to work on it. And